All right, it got a little bit scary in Northern Ireland. Petrol bombs being thrown at Northern Ireland police on the eve of President Biden's visit there. Of course, this is the 25th anniversary of the so-called Good Friday Agreement that was shepherded by one Bill Clinton, and even he said in retrospect, it didn't really do everything that he had hoped and envisioned. Relations right now, no doubt, not helped by what was going on in Europe, and since certainly with the breakup of much of the European community and maybe a potential breakup within the British kingdom, not at all what it was. Let's get the read right now ahead of that visit and what's at stake there with Rob Spalding, the U.S. Air Force Brigadier General, who is kind enough to join us now. General, you know, this anniversary is important because it sort of locked in what had been, you know, a nearly century-long grief between Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland. I'm not saying we're returning to those days, but it's looking pretty anxious. How would you describe it?
Well, it is kind of nerve-wracking to know that not only do we have divisions going on here in the U.S., but it's increasing in Europe, not just within countries, as you're explaining, but also between, you know, allies, the U.S. and allies. Macron is just coming back from a meeting with Xi Jinping, and he's talking about, you know, Europe needs to be separated from the United States and not really followers of the U.S. anymore. Now, that's not something new with France, but I do think that we're seeing, as this bipolar world begins to take shape, a return to a lot of the conflicts that existed during the Cold War, which, you know, the Catholic-Protestant conflict is one of them.
Yeah. You know, General, you were right to seize on Macron's remarks. I remember when I heard them yesterday, I thought, wow. I mean, he is totally disassociating, certainly France, but by extension, sending a signal maybe this is how Europe feels. If we're concerned about Taiwan and China going at it, that's our problem. That's certainly not, you know, Emmanuel Macron's problem. But I was thinking to myself, you have a different view when it comes to Ukraine. I know that's on your own turf, but I had not expected that. And the timing of that was pretty bad. Your thoughts?
Well, it certainly is. I mean, we are, as we get deeper into this Cold War, you're seeing the Chinese, particularly after the Party Congress that happened at the end of last year, really come out and have this new, you know, friendly campaign to break away the U.S. and her allies.
Right.
And I think that's extremely problematic. You know, we went into the Cold War after World War II with strong alliances, and we rebuilt Western Europe. We really built the free world. Now it's kind of all coming apart, and the Chinese are right at the top of kind of, you know, exploiting these cracks and divisions between the U.S. and our allies. That's a big problem for us.
And, you know, you think about it, General, and you pointed this out in the past, we've been in sync largely, that is, with our, you know, Western nation allies and NATO by extension, with the war in Ukraine. Now, there were fissures there, I get it. But now Emmanuel Macron just added this as, you know, Taiwan is not Ukraine. He's laid it out there, and I'm just wondering how many other European leaders feel the exact same way. They're just not saying it.
Well, certainly, I have to wonder how the Germans feel, given, you know, the issues that we've had between them and certainly Russia. So, you know, this is, you know, the other thing that's happening that I think that we should pay attention to is, you know, since McCarthy's meeting with Tsai, you know, the Chinese have effectively, you know, created a blockade around Taiwan. So, right. You know, while it was clear that the Russians invaded Ukraine and that was an act of war, I mean, we have to recognize that what's going on around Taiwan is technically also an act of war. So not only are we splitting apart from our allies, but both the Chinese and the Russians are continuing to act out. So I think, you know, it's going to be a long Cold War, and I think it's going to get even worse for the business community as a result, because you're going to see this deglobalization happening as we begin to break off into our separate spheres.
Yeah, you know, many have likened the sell-off in technology stocks, not that you soil yourself with these kind of money issues, General, but to the possibility that Taiwan is constantly threatened, maybe someday taken over, and that's, you know, $20 billion worth of our chip industry right there. That might be a leap to say all of that owes to what's going on in Taiwan, but the Chinese have proven that they can easily surround the island at a moment's notice. And that drill kind of drilled that home to us, didn't it?
Well, it does, and they've said they're going to board ships. So
Right.
think about this. I mean, when the Chinese decide to invade Taiwan, it's probably going to start very much like this blockade has, and so hopefully this will end peacefully, but we can't. Dispute the fact that the Chinese have said they're going to take Taiwan. They have a blockade around the island. We are incredibly tied to TSMC for our chips, and if those go away, it's going to be a drastic shock to the global economy.
To put it mildly. Rob Spalding, U.S. Air Force Brigadier General, retired, the CEO, the author of War Without Rules. Thank you, General, and more importantly, for your service to this country.
Thank you.